Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everybody to our July 9th Commissioners Court meeting. Let the record reflect that we have a quorum. All the commissioners are here. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Everyone, please join me. Stand. Join me in the pledge of allegiance. My word, pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor and defense of the flag, pledge allegiance to these nations, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Commissioner, would you lead us in a word?
Keep our heads. Lord, thank you for another fine day we can come and serve you. We want to lift up a special group today. I mean, it's over at the flood victims that are dealing with some very tough times in their lives right now. Just comfort them and reassure them. And we just ask that you would watch over that situation over there. We know at all times around the world stuff, there's all kinds of conflict and things that are bad that seem to be happening to folks. We'd ask that you just remind them that you're in charge of all that happens and that you're watching over them and all that goes on in their lives. Be with the commission here as we're making decisions for our county. Be with our state and those elected officials there that are doing the same, and with our national elected officials. Go with us today, guide and direct all we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. Number 4, public comments. Mr. Dieter. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Commissioner. If you will check 77045 of the Health and Welfare Code, you will find that you have a responsibility, all of you up there, to our community for the betterment of the community and the county as a whole. As you know, 2 weeks ago, you had the opportunity to make some changes with the ESD board. You had an option to make some changes indefinitely based upon what continues. You notice the word continues because there's no diplomacy on somebody's part. And it appears to be on the part of ESD and the leader of ESD. There's no need for us as citizens to be in turmoil over this nonsense that's taking place. ESD had a leader, and unfortunately that leader was forced because of health issues to retire, but you didn't hear about these kind of things taking place when he was there. And as you know, I'm referring to Jay Capers. I had the opportunity to attend our city council meeting on Monday night, and one of the things on the agenda was the fact that they would like to hear a report on the progress of the Cold Spring Volunteer Fire Department. And Michelle, the chief, was there, and also, in due respect, our commissioner was there. And it was commendable as to the report that she read. I wish I had a copy of it so that I could share it with you. But it seems like there's a lot of misnomers about the lack of training and dedication on the part of the Cold Spring Volunteer Fire Department. Here's what I would like to see you commissioners do. I would like to see you bring in every representative from the 9 different departments and ask them what their satisfaction level is with the ESD and the actions of the ESD. It's your responsibility. It comes under your responsibility, and you need to do this. They have absolutely no plan whatsoever. Nothing has been submitted thus far, and it's just not being ran as a professional organization. And if you have the empowerment, which you do, you need to take the steps that are necessary to get this resolved once and for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dieter, I did watch Ray's video on the meeting. I did get to hear details from that.
Y'all ever wake up like a million, doing like $1 million bucks? Well, I didn't today. So please bear with me.
About 250.
Yeah, maybe. I ain't sick, I just don't feel 100%. Item number 5, announcement and possible discussion of items of public and community interest for which no action will be taken.
Got one for you, Judge, that I want to clarify that the ESD and the volunteer fire departments do have a July 14th, and you got to put that up there before, and that is a workshop for them to get together and try to work out some of these things that we brought out our last session. So that'd be July 14th. I believe it's at 10 a.m. at Shepherd. I'm not sure what location down there.
Shepherd Volunteer Fire Department at 10 a.m.
There you go.
And they also have formed a captains or chiefs association, and all the chiefs of the fire department or representatives are trying to get together and come up with a plan. So they're working on it.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to come.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can have, I'm getting fired.
I think Frederick is the president. Y'all's Frederick from the case.
Is that also?
Yeah. I trust everybody had a terrific 4th of July. Astros beat everybody they dealt with. They swept the Dodgers. Don't even want to talk about the last 2 nights.
Is that the reason where you're not 100% feeling it? It's terrible.
Did Mr. Williams say about the body they found in the lake? 4 people that outside of drivers was pulling up their anchor, and they pulled up a body.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was one of the dummies from Tarleton Fire Department that, they tested it. And about dark time, and people pulled that anchor up. It was ours. It was y'all's? It was ours.
I was thinking
They called game warden, the sheriff's department, everybody.
2 years ago, we done some boat training on the lake, and I told the instructor, the lake goes to crash crazy quick. And he's like, no, we're still going to do it. They were going to drop him in the middle of the lake, and we had to go find him in the middle of the night. I think, why don't we meet in the middle and we'll tie out a dummy? So we put Rescue Randy out there, and the lake turned to crash, and he was gone. And it took 2 years to find him.
Then 4 people in dark time was pulling that anchor. Yeah. They let it go back down and they called everybody. Hey, I'm glad it was that way.
Yeah, and also, we got to go up and attend, for those out there that don't know that, Commissioner Tuno was appointed for Betcoff, President Betcoff, and we went up there. That's super ceremony, man. He's ran in charge
got it, no.
Ray and Mr. Dieter were there.
And you, bring some money back
We're gonna try.
on that, like on the local, internet stuff, remember?
Yeah, broadband.
Yeah, broadband.
We don't have anything else under item number 5, we'll move down to item number 9. Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to reappoint or select another San Jacinto County resident to serve on the Burke Board. The Burke Board has a board of directors. Each county involved is nominates a representative. I was nominated, I guess, last year. And I enjoy serving on the board, but the only problem I have with service is they meet on Tuesdays. That's every Tuesday at court, it's hard to make the meetings. We have finance committee meetings the day before, and we do that by 7. And that's not a problem. Getting to the actual meeting is tough, and I can't guess the court. So I'm just throwing that out there. It's time to reappoint. I don't know.
Judge, I make a motion that, if you're willing, that, you stay on the board for another year. You can't really say no.
I'm just saying that if I get called down for, well, you know, partner, he missed blah, 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 I'm telling you right now, but it's, I have no problem.
How many years this make?
This is just, the end of the first.
No, how many years? You've been out before, though, haven't you?
Not no,
Are you with?
what was that fellow's name? Colonel Howard Daniel served as our representative. He was kind of a joint representative with us in Polk County for long as I could remember. He was on there. So, and then they divided it up. Well, he passed away, and then they said, y'all are big enough to have a representative on this team. I guess I have you to thank for the nomination. But here,
I know you appreciate it.
I've learned a lot about what all they do.
We do a lot more people think.
So I have a nomination by Commissioner, a motion by Commissioner Sweeney. Second, I have a second by Commissioner Matuna. Any other? Any other comments or nominations? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I guess the ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0.
That's all, Mr. Dean.
Very good. All right, next we have, number 10, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve. Yeah, okay, we'll just go on that. To approve, pay for the mass messaging software with Genesis Regional Mass Emergency Notification System, San Jacinto County, 2024-2025. Not sure if that should be 2025-2026.
I don't have it from him.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. We do use this system. It does the iPads and all the different messaging whenever there's events.
So, whenever there's it sends out notifications to cell phones.
Yes, sir. So the way it works as a mass messaging.
I'm not sure at this time in our life, considering what's going on in Kerrville and everywhere else, that we need 30 seconds to contemplate whether we should continue doing that.
No problem.
Well, we just need to figure out where the money, I looked at his budget, and Jeff, I think you got some money in,
Hazmat. So I never look at that because it's, it says hazmat, so I just never even consider it. But I did look at that after we spoke yesterday, and that was going to
So I'll
be.
make a motion to approve and use the hazmat.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Matuna, second by Commissioner Mars. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
What number is that one?
It's unanimous, 5-0. 38. Probably the easiest request you'll ever have, I would say.
Yeah, that's just one.
That's a good thing, and that's put on to debt cards now the sponsor that.
That card pays a large portion of it through a grant.
Yeah, I mean,
What's not covered, the county.
The county's all kick in there. For the record, it's $2,645 per year.
Yes. I believe I got the next one, so I just stand here.
Yes, sir. Number 11. Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve and enter into a regional mutual aid agreement between counties of that.
So I would like to ask that y'all table it. I overlooked getting the sheriff's department a copy of this, and they have a large portion in it. I think it's a great deal, but I was on the committee that authored it, so I really like them to be able to look at it before.
Sure, they might have some things they might.
So you're saying the chief back there he's not up on it yet?
No, sir. I handed him a copy this morning. I was like, I overlooked giving this to you, and it's talking about regional SWAT teams and stuff, so you might want to have a part of
It's a
it.
pretty quick study.
Good. Quick study, but it's 32 pages long, so why don't we put it on the next agenda?
Yes, sir. I think it would be great.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
idea.
you.
That's until next agenda. Yeah,
What's that pickup?
that's,
Yeah, but that one pickup's that white. Jeff, this is that white Ford you're talking about, right?
Oh, on the next one?
The next one, I'm just curious. I mean,
I believe so.
it is. It is. That's the one you drove.
Yes, sir. And the day I brought it over here, it ran behind the clutch point out when I pulled in.
Sorry.
Number 12, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to declare surplus the 2008 Ford F-150 truck. I won't bore you with the serial number, asset number 2422. That's the one we bought used back in the day from Kenneth Lewis, the guy who has bought free car wash there in the recent you turn in. Which one?
Well,
Isn't that the same?
That's it.
That's been out all the time.
That's that white F-150 that Jeff drove back.
We can, I just have
I make the most we put it on, which one? Renee Bates?
That's what I was just asking. I thought they said Renee Bates had a higher premium.
They do. We put it on Gov Deals.
Gov Deals?
We put it on GovDeals.com. I'll make that motion. We put it on Gov Deals.
Second.
Started out at 0.
Have a motion by Commissioner Barnes, a second by Commissioner Matino to declare this 2008 Ford as surplus and sell it on Gov Deals, a public auction clearinghouse type of website. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0.
So I just want to clarify, I don't know, I started at any sort of minimum bid, just.
0.
Okay, let me make sure.
Yeah, the minimum bid would be 1 cent, I guess, since.
Yeah. Yeah, really, yeah. I think it's $50.
Oh, is that how it goes? All right, next, I have item number 13.
Got your job.
Yeah, what we do?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it right, so we'll go on mine out again. That's all good to go. I've already seen it.
Road cross street.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And forgive me for not doing this at the start of the meeting. We'd like to welcome our State Representative Janice Hope here today. You stand up so everybody get a good look. Appreciate you coming over.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Yes, ma'am.
Early morning riding over here.
Nah, they early.
We're working.
You are worth it. An hour and a half drive is worth it.
What area you live in?
I'm sorry?
What area?
Martin County and Silsbee. Silsbee, Martin County.
I was just over there last Saturday.
Well, you didn't stop to say hi?
No. I didn't figure y'all be up on Saturday.
Never know.
Well, what's going on this world? You're exactly right.
Item number 13, consideration, discussion, and possible vote on the grant to approve and grant a variance for a 6.25 acre tract and a 5 acre tract out of a 28.5 acre tract in the Abbey survey after 66 of Clarence Green. The Abbey survey is over there on Counts Road. Quite certain. Clarence Green must be the fellow I went to school with. I know him as O.C. Green. His name is Clarence?
Sad.
I've known him for 60 years. I don't know his name is Clarence.
Everything look good to you?
Yeah, I'm fine. They've got the drainage easement. It's on the county road. They've got adequate frontage. His property's kind of unique. It looks like he's the one that has the gun shop, G&G gun shop. Yeah, looks like he's got a whole lot of frontage there, so.
Oh, you went to school with him, Fritz?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'll make that motion.
That's it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lucuno, a second by Commissioner Sweeney. So it's the ones on the north end of his property, I guess, tract A, 6.25 acres, and tract B, 5 acres. Is that right, Commissioner? Yes, it's the two north ones. Tract A, 6.5, and tract B, 5.5. All that's down there where he had a gate, right across from the compactor.
They're calling them county dock.
Oh, I hate to hear that. You always let me put a sign on the gate. I don't think we'll have any problems because Jerry Williams is buying this tract B, so. No, I think that is right close to the compactor. Right? It's catty corner. They're corners. They share a common corner. I see. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0.
No, the gun shop. Yeah. Oh, she's got it. There's one for them. Is that what she did?
No, I'm pretty sure she's retired. Where did he come up with this surveyor out of? I don't know. Louisiana, I guess. Eunice, Louisiana. Maybe over there gambling, I guess. I don't know.
Does he go to, that guy's still works?
Louisiana, they measure in some kind of French measurements, don't they? The son is.
Well, this guy's probably 60.
No, he's probably in 70s.
Oh, is he there?
He's a year or two older than me. So how old are you? That makes him 68. Well, that's pretty close to 70.
Spring chicken.
So what? I just figured we would do two and give him, and when two of the variances signed, and he can give them to both owners. He doesn't have the tract A sold yet. All right. Number 14, can I just skip over that? Item number 14, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve and add some changes to the subdivision rules and regulations. Well, I just hate touching that subject.
So I know we don't like to change a whole lot, but I was just hoping to get maybe some kind of committee or something where we could get together, put our heads together. There's some technical stuff that Mark Wood found that we probably need to maybe look at. I want to be very transparent for my friend Ray. But there's just some small things in my department. I just have this figure, so I wanted to do that. But some of this is just things that I found along the way that might be problems later down the line, such as requiring maintenance in detention ponds every 2 years. That way, if after the developer has their subdivision going in 2 years, it's rechecked, so we're not playing people down the road. Requiring traffic studies, that helps on the big subdivisions, people needing turning lanes, red lights, things like that. TxDOT is not going to pay for that, but they said this is.
You don't want to talk about none of these, you just read them off.
I do. I want to be as transparent as possible. I want to have like some kind of little committee. That way we list it and it's open to the public to look over before we vote on the individual changes. But yes, I want changes. I just want to do it the right way.
Well, I don't think number 2 is a no-brainer. I think TxDOT is required to do the traffic study so that they can charge the developer to put in the red light and turn.
Well, they said that the subdivision should be required to do the traffic study. That's per TxDOT, which I'm having other issues with TxDOT. Oh, I'm having plenty of trouble with that too.
Well, maybe if we don't put it in there that the developer pays for it, maybe we need to put it in the county will not pay for it.
He just basically said that they don't have the funding, and if the subdivision is bringing that much of an influx of traffic into their subdivision, they want to make sure that their new people are going to be safe on their turning lanes, red lights, because 3081, that one subdivision is going to be like 17 sections, 200 and something lots per section, and that's a 2-lane highway with no shoulder. I just want to get ahead of some of these things. I'm just worried about like coming back, and I don't want to. There's a lot of different steps with the floodplain. I'm super concerned because we have subdivisions by Winter Fowl, Black Ranch, things like that. I don't want to flood my neighbors in a few years and be up here apologizing because I didn't make sure the rules were up to snuff.
I don't believe having a turning lane is going to stop that Winter Fowl from getting out.
Oh no, that's different. That's some more like stuff on my list, my wish list. I just want to do some changes and amend some changes. We haven't done any updates since 2023. Y'all initially did it in 19.
So there's one big thing I think you forgot in here is it says the county road shall accept, the county shall accept the roads, and I think we should put made in there.
Yes, that's mine. That I didn't put that there.
People to file that have to accept it.
That was
I
one
think we ought to look
of
in the government code and see whether if they meet certain requirements, we're required to accept it. I don't think we can.
Well,
Just
personally,
tell them we don't want to because we think it's growing too much around here.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
That was the case, I'd go back to when it was in 65. I like it when I was a little
Well,
boy.
the
Just do
thing-
whatever you want.
the thing I have an issue with is, like Mark said, that the shall is making us do it, and we may not have the revenue for the next 3 to 4 years. I can't take care of the roads we have right now with 7 employees and the funding we have, so when we start adding all these small subdivision roads, we're not ready for it. So X will.
I would suggest you start using more of that $1 million fund balance.
It's going on.
I'm just telling you that money's made to go on the road, and I know you intend to do that. But you wouldn't have one if it'd been all going on the road.
Commissioners, would y'all agree that we need probably a study on that so we have the facts of what TxDOT is required to do? I'm hearing another one about now they want us to do the culvert between TxDOT and the county road. And I've always understood under the understanding that that's TxDOT. Now that I'm saying, no, we want you to do it. I mean, it's where they all
I don't think that has anything to do with the rules.
Not the rules.
I'm saying, there's another thing TxDOT's coming out with, kind of like the detention pond deal, you know, they're putting that on there that now, like we did out here on the subdivision I did, you have to have a detention pond before that water hits the road.
Yeah, I saw that maybe Mr. Bell put one in on top of it.
Exactly.
Top of the hill,
Yeah.
the piece of the property he's cutting up. they told him to get a retention bond. And I would think you put the bond downtown, of course, it's lower. I don't know how that water's going down that hill.
Well, Mr. Chair, you mentioned that they have, like over on 1097, they put all that in there, they put turn lanes in there. I'd like to know if the developer paid for that, or if TxDOT did their study and they put 2 or 3 turn lanes on
I
it.
can say.
They don't want to go on their road, they'll sure build it down on 59.
I could say that on the, it used to be their hollow, the Foster Creek man, that he had been fired from my office to do that. And I think it's pretty common.
So she's
that they do it, so I don't think we're gonna get anybody complaining about it, but we need to have it on in writing.
We will not delay it. It's coming over TxDOT.
Also,
so I can't see
the
it.
inspections on the pavements and the roads.
What is it you want to do today, huh? Just
I
form
wanna
a
get,
committee?
yes. So we can make some,
It's like,
I wanna make informed decisions, present it to the public, and then come in and ask if we can pass it.
I understand that, but when you say something like that, you act like for the last 20 years, we haven't been doing it.
No, it's not that, it's just this part, I didn't send, like, this is a lot, and then that's my request, and then this is Mark Wood's request, so it's a lot to,
Whose request is this? That's your?
mine. And then the more technical on the floodplain, FEMA, and all that, that's from Mark Wood, that's from me.
Okay.
His is more technical, mine is just basic stuff.
What happens, so I'm looking at number 1 here, require maintenance or contingent costs. So what happens when these developers belly up?
I don't know.
So who's responsible for it then?
I just know that TxDOT said they're having issues because once they put it in and they develop, they walk away and the detention ponds are deteriorating and causing issues in the subdivisions later.
Yeah, but we don't have the funds nor the to take it over.
When they started that one on 2025, they're going to have some big retention ponds in the back. If they fill them with the proper amount of white perch, urines, I would more than happy to come by on a monthly basis and inspect. No, he's right. I mean, some people, what you do if they don't maintain the funds?
I'm going to make a motion that we pull together a committee of 3 or 5 and present it to the commission so we can vote on that to take a look at these and make a suggestion to the court.
That sounds good to me.
So you going to name the committee or?
Not yet, we'll put it together and then she can, or whoever can bring it to the
We'll
court.
come back to court and then do that?
Yeah.
So it's a glorified motion to table. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sweeney to, pull together a committee.
Are you gonna name them now?
No, that's.
Well, okay.
Any
He's gonna go out, or they're gonna go out and solicit people to be on that, and then he'll bring it back to the court, and then we'll form a committee and give them.
And I will be glad to have
Give us
suggestions.
part of this and give them some direction.
What's we need to look at?
I also have some concerns, like with the county roads, with all the small developments too. I don't want to treat them the same as a huge developer, but I also want some options with them too. So it's a lot of complicated stuff. I don't want to just throw it out there in one big, oh, here, let's pass
Just
it.
want some donations to fix the road.
Well, I agree with that.
The committee will know
I
that.
need help.
It's such a small donation.
Perhaps, once they do that, then we might have a workshop where we can really go at this stuff.
I would like to do
I'm
that.
happy for that, I mean.
Yeah, get a motion. I mean, a second. A second by Commissioner Dominey.
Yes, because it's my baby.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, unanimous, 5-0.
This is a board motion. This is.
So you got a clause in there about smaller developers adding material to existing county roads, and there's a process in place. Right, Commissioner, spend no lunch sometime, and he can explain how you get that done. I've seen him do it many times.
I do it myself. But I did ask for his guidance.
Item number 15, consideration, discussion, and possible action concerning award of a construction contract for GLO CDBG MIT MOD Grant 24067-040E228 Lee Turner Road Project.
I didn't hear that.
I missed part of that.
I'll try it next time without.
It says item 15 is what it said.
He did.
General Land Office, CDBG, that's mitigation, method of distribution grant, if we don't use all that, and then community development block grant.
So glad this is finally here.
Good morning. I want to really quickly add, this is not part of the MITMOD projects. This is actually DR19 through the GLO. So there was a typo on the agenda there. So just for clarification, this isn't MITMOD money that we're using.
I was in Denver. The agenda was sent to me. I was watching NASCO do their thing, and it was sent to me via email or high text, and was able to, this is the first one in 20 years I've ever signed via, what do you call it? Click on the DocuSign.
Yes, sir. So real quick, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to pass out some revised recommendations of award. We, I think, maybe sent out some packets earlier on in the week, but we made some revisions yesterday.
Wait a minute. She sent me an email. She called me yesterday and said she sent me the wrong language.
Here she is.
Right?
Yes, I did. He was corrected. It's the 2019 DR, not the.
I'm trying to throw you under the bus.
No, it was me. I'll jump under there. It was me. Catch up.
So what should I have said when
It should be GLO 2019 DR.
I'm hunting the email though, I don't know.
You said GRO.
2019 DR. DR standing for disaster recovery.
Yours looks a lot more professional.
So that's for Harvey, right?
Yes.
Yes.
2019, Harvey was in Wisconsin.
This is
No, I think
Melville. This is a Melville.
This is Melbourne?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it not Lee Turner?
It is Lee Turner.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we just jumbled some things up.
This is Harvey funds. Well,
No,
then
a
the
Melville.
Midnight come out of Harvey as a Melville.
2019 is a Melville.
Yeah, I was here, I remember.
Yes.
I saw Jayhawker wash cars off the road into the creek.
Yes, sir.
And I took the Dodge right up to the edge, but I didn't have what it takes to cross the bridge and go to the other side of Jayhawker Creek. And then nobody else did either. It was bad.
Yes, sir.
I saw
Oh, yeah, because
the whole subject. I'm driving through water about that deep. Anywhere close to Jayhawker, it was sure.
Yes, sir.
But that was
money we made up.
I remember very well, incredible amount of conversation down there. And on the north end, Commissioner Natuno was in a drought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how localized this thing was.
Yes, sir.
Initial occupancy, I don't even think we could right now.
I guess just to iterate, go ahead.
So we set this thing for bid openings on July the 3rd, and y'all got together on
On the 3rd.
July the 3rd. Did any contractor show up?
I did, yes, sir.
Was I well represented by county?
I believe Dawn was also in the office that day.
But she had somebody there, I'm not sure. Who was there on your side?
Y'all received the packets. At 2 o'clock promptly, I went up to your office and I received the packets, but during the bid opening, it was myself.
Yes,
and Brianna.
So,
Say again.
so we received a bid. We got one from Top Star Construction LLC out of Conroe, Texas. We received one from Icon GC LLC out of the Woodlands, Texas. We received one from Ford Construction Inc., Houston, Texas. Somebody writing this down?
We also,
You just, okay.
Judge, we also passed out these. They have the list of all the bidders.
I understand. The public can see me looking at each
Okay.
individual. I'm trying to preserve a record here. Because somebody from GLO later on will look and say, well, I mean, how many bids you get? I want to know, we got a bunch of them. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we send them to at least this many, 8 or 10 different contractors. We put it on the website. We put it, there's websites out there that contractors, I don't know the name of the website. What website are we talking about that you put it? Sitcast. Sitcast. Put them up there on Sitcast. That's probably where most of them get this stuff. They look there, scour up the contracts that are coming up. So I want to make the record clear. We are complying with all the procurement rules that the state has set forth. We've got another package from Texas Materials of Beaumont, Texas. We got one from Smith Paving and Contractors, and I believe that's out of Conroe. We got another one from DVL Enterprises, Inc., Kingwood, Texas. And we got one from Crockett Construction, Crockett, Texas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 different bid packages.
So is that 75 days completion?
Substantial completion, yes, sir.
Now, is this the one, this is new and revised?
Yes, sir. That's a new revised recommendation of award.
Grant, our engineer, with what? With Blake Behringer, Wild Engineering, who we procured lawfully, took all the bid packages and analyzed them, and made sure they had appropriate insurance and bid bonds and whatever else. Made sure everything, they're all bidding on apples to apples and so forth. And then he's prepared us a summary. So you hadn't sent one before, that's not, that, you've sent an amended one.
That is the amendment.
This is the amended.
Yes, sir. I sent one earlier on Monday for y'all's review. Yesterday, Commissioner Dominy and I were able to get together and put our heads together for something.
So, total base bid, Crockett Construction, $997,840. Top Star Construction, $1,015,251.25. Smith Paving, $1,099,786.50. Texas Materials, $1,190,505.80. Ford Construction Company, Inc., $1,192,665. DBL Enterprises, LLC, $1,241,481. Icon GC LLC, $1,585,998. 0 cents. So, when you opened them, I guess you read them aloud to everybody in the room. Who all was it at the,
I believe there was a representative from every construction company there except Sprocket Construction. So I believe we had 6 or 7 individuals there, and then myself and Brianna.
Anybody here from any of those outfits today?
No.
Okay. And
So where those other columns come from, Judge, is we did with alternates.
yeah, okay, so I'm gonna read that out too. Public deserves to know. So the next line, you have Crockett, and it says base bids with all alternates. So you got your base bid, and an alternate is an additional requirement.
It's an in lieu of item. So the alternate items replace a item within the base bid. It's the, call it
So you
alternate
can bid
item.
it this way, or you can bid it that way. And let's just for an example, maybe it was, one of them said you had to put limestone in somewhere in the base, and the other one says you got to put something other than limestone, concrete, or whatever.
Yes.
Just trying to make an example.
Yes, sir.
Because in my opinion, at first glance, you think base bid and then with alternates. That means something extra, but it couldn't be, because one of these, the base bid with alternates is less than the base bid.
Correct.
So Judge, I was thinking that was some of them, remember we had discussed keeping the millings and reusing them? I think when on one of those bids it was.
No, I understand now, but at first glance, you think, because I'm fixing to read them, somebody sharp like Miss Bass is going to say, I can do it. She's going to pick up on that. You can't put that past her. So anyway, Crockett, base bid with all alternates. Try to get her ready for that one. It goes off. Crockett Construction, $1,304,435. Top Star Construction, $993,025.15. Smith Paving, $1,000,000.2. Y'all ever watch your brother around down here? $1,000,000.2. Better freeway. That's $500,000 a piece. What he said. $993,025.15. Smith Paving, $1,000,000.2. $1,274,942.50. Texas Material, $1,374,75. $75.85. Ford Construction, $1,314,391. DVL Enterprise, $1,584,264. Icon GC, $1,474,459. Now we got another column that says total base bid minus B4. That means total base bid minus B4, that's, I'm guessing that means whatever B4 is, you took that out and let them bid it without doing that. Maybe that's planting freight myrtles along the right of way or something, I don't know, or whatever, or cut the trees. What is it?
The crew's going to take the trees down instead of adding it to it, so that gives me a discount.
So B4 is clearing away some right of way.
Yes, sir.
The brush, the vegetation on the right of way. Okay, then everybody did it right. So they didn't actually 54 trees.
We didn't get an exact count. We gave them a limit because contractors treat different caliper trees differently.
54.
54 is the station, however many stations of right-of-way we're going down. So the length of the road was 5,400 feet, yes, sir. You just did it by the station.
Did the notice that we published give them an option to bid it like this?
No, sir. So
We
B4 is
dissected all of their bids and cut up something else.
yes, sir. So B4 is a base bid item, and before award, if you talk to the contractors and say, we are removing this bid item, would you honor your bid? Because we want to give them a fair chance to say, no, I won't honor my bid if you take that item out because we have profit or we've got items built into that.
Did you ask them all that?
We did, yes, sir.
You asked them that when you opened the bids?
No, sir, after that.
You asked all of them?
I asked the few that were around the low bid that it was going to make a difference. Obviously, if you look through here, some of those numbers did not change drastically enough to put them in what I'll call contention for being the low bidder. So we did not.
So some of these guys bid, there must have been a whole lot.
On the pricing, on the tree removal, yes, it's a huge, some of them are really cheap, some of them are.
Some of them put a lot of gravy in that
In the
item,
tree.
obviously, because it's changed the results.
From $175 to $140,000 on some of the bids. And that's just line, that one line. It was a big difference.
Total base bid minus D4. Crockett Construction, $988,390. Top Star Construction, $988,251.25. Smith Paving, $959,386.50. Texas Materials, $1,095,030.80. Ford Construction, $1,122,465. DVL Enterprises, $1,187,481. Icon GC, $1,402,614. And then we have a fourth column, base bid with alternates, minus D4, minus the clearing. Crockett Construction,
Is that right?
$1,294,985. Top Star Construction, $966,025.15. Smith Paving, $1,134,542.50. Texas Materials, $1,278,603.85. Ford Construction, $1,244,191. DVL Enterprises, $1,530,264. Icon GC, $1,291,165. So what is it with alternates?
So our base bid, I'll start there. Our base bid was to go through and pull the existing asphalt into the subgrade, chemically treat it, come over that with a 3-inch coarse base hot mix asphalt as your base material, and then overlay that with a 2-inch asphalt for your actual paving.
What's the difference in the alternate?
The alternate is the difference in the base. It will be a complete removal of asphalt and subgrade material, bringing in new crushed concrete as your base material, and then putting 2 inches of asphalt on top of that. So the biggest difference in between base bid and alternate bid is that base type, what we're using, whether it be a 3-inch hot mix asphalt base or a 8-inch thick crushed concrete base material.
we had a meeting, I think I was at the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Didn't we talk about a lot of these different things at that point?
Yes, sir.
I'm just trying to make sure that the record's clear that we explained all these different ways that we could accept.
Yes, sir.
So they were all clear. And everybody had a representative there. Some of them had 2 representatives.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure Crockett was there as well. I don't know about Crockett.
At the pre-bid meeting, Crockett was not there, or at the bid opening. The one you're remembering had 2 representatives there.
That was Smith.
Smith Paving.
I
Yes,
sit
sir.
over in the corner of the room. I sit on the other.
Yes, sir.
end.
Question, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner General Mars, y'all laid down a lot more than, of course, we have, new attic and all that, and I'm hearing that he's on this base change out. You're going to 2 inches of hot mix versus 3 inches, and you're changing out what the underlayment is on there. You guys see that as any problem on that? I mean, as engineers, are you understand that this is strong? Because usually 3 inches.
I really quick want to clarify what I'm saying about the 3 inches of hot mix. When I say 3 inches of hot mix, I'm talking about a base layer of hot mix, a type B coarse asphalt.
Right.
That will replace your concrete crushed stone base.
Right.
The 2-inch road pavement will stay the same, base bid or alternate bid. The 2 inches of driving surface will stay the same. It's strictly what we're changing out is the base material underneath your paving material, whether that be a 8-inch crushed concrete or a 3-inch type B hot mix asphalt.
Okay, you're seeing the stability of that is equal either way.
They come out roughly the same as far as their road rating when you're talking about decals. Yes, they're similar traffic rating, very similar.
Very similar.
Yes, sir. Now, longevity and what I would consider a better product is going back through with a crushed concrete and doing a 2-inch on top of that for many reasons. Primarily, when you do a chemically treated subgrade, and y'all are no stranger to this than I am, but a lot of your failures on asphalt come from failure of your subgrade, right? And crushed stone provides that buffer or a cushion, if you will, beneath your asphalt to buffer some of that movement that you get from a weak subgrade area. When you do a 3-inch asphalt coarse base, you're taking that cushion and making it more rigid. So any failures in that subgrade are going to bleed through that 3 inches and go straight to the surface, similar to a foundation. You know, if you put concrete on top of concrete, that cracks and go through, right? But if everything's done according to spec and plans, the hope is that that subgrade is properly treated, properly compacted, properly installed, where you don't have those weak spots. But you and I both know we live in an imperfect world and things happen. There might be a weak spot one day.
So the total base, which kind of, you're basically going to have one, what's the base on the base?
So base on the base bid is a 3-inch hot mix type B asphalt.
It's compacted 3 inch.
They're going to stabilize 6 inches deep on the original road. With treated with 30% lime, 70% fly, so no weighting, and then they're going to put crushed concrete on.
No, base. The asphalt base.
I'm trying to.
And the alternate is to dig all that out. Yeah. Haul it off, stabilize 6 inches of it, put 8 inches of base and 2 inches of hot mix. That's the alternate.
Dig it out, and which one includes pulverizing
The base bit.
what's actually there?
The base bit.
Both of them must be pulverized.
One of them pulverized for the sake of getting it out of the way. Yeah, they'll scrape it and they'll haul it.
And what are they going to do with all that they dig out and all?
It becomes the legal right for the contractor to dispose of. Now, we've had conversations with taking those millings and giving them to the commissioner and having first
Why
right
does
refusal.
it become, is that how it's written up in your bid specs? Because why would, if we paid to put that down there, whatever's down there, it's probably mostly sand.
Correct. Yeah, I think we have language in our contract that the county has first right of refusal, but if the county refuses it, then that material becomes the contractor's
Yeah,
problem.
County
to
doesn't
get
say,
rid
here,
of.
I'll back up here and you can put it in my truck and we'll leave here with it.
Let's look at C2. Read C2.
Well, can we, I wasn't quite finished with my question. Commissioner, I wasn't quite finished with my question.
I thought you were.
No, I wasn't.
Is that C3?
Total base bid
Yep.
-4. What are we minusing? That's the brush clearing.
That's the right-of-way prep, clearing and grubbing, and tree removal.
Tree removal. And also, and the fourth column is number 2 with tree removal. So, before we go any further, which way would you be recommending this makes a better road? The base bid or the alternate?
So, again, like you said, y'all done this for many years. I'm open to listening to y'all's opinion. What I wrote here in my letter of recommendation is you've got really 2 options to go with. If you want to go with the cheapest price, you've got in that third column.
Hey, the question I ask you, you're our engineer that we're paying these huge bucks to. What do you recommend as far as what's going to make the best road?
I think the crushed concrete makes a more superior road. So going with the alternate bid item makes a better quality road in the long run.
Okay.
And if you look between columns 3 and 4, I've kind of outlined who is the low bid in both situations. And the delta between Smith Paving in column 3, the total base bid minus B4, is the $959,386.50 versus the low bid with Top Star Construction at $966,025.15. You have roughly a $7,000 delta there.
But the bottom line is that the base bid, you think, if you were building this to your mansion on the hill out there, it was your money.
The alternate bid item is, I think, the better road.
Okay. I understand that. And I applaud the commissioner for finding a way to save money and get under budget and all that, and let them clear the brush out of the way. Do the contractors have any issue with their ability to, if they leave a stump in there somehow and it rots out later on? I mean, we ran into the same thing when we built, was it this building or that building? But one building we did all the dirt, well, that was the jail. We did all the dirt work, and then when we got ready to do these, they didn't want us doing the dirt work because if we didn't do it properly, they'd be pointing the finger at us. Well, yeah, and commissioners, they didn't, blah, blah, blah.
So I wanted to add to that precinct 3 is having to come out of pocket and we're trying to save money as well.
I applaud you for that.
A lot of money.
So the answer is C3 in the bid offer. Is that not getting line stabilized?
It's getting chemically treated. Your subgrade's getting chemically treated. It's just not going to get pulverized with asphalt. That asphalt.
Yeah, they're taking it off. They're
Yeah.
falling out all off.
Yes, sir.
So they're both getting stabilized.
Yes.
So this one's only 6 inches and the other one's 8 inches.
Yes, sir. And with that said, I'll go ahead.
Y'all courted, right? Is there some really top-notch material that they're counting on hauling off? Is that
No, sir. No, sir. There's not. I mean, that's.
You can look at the road and see if they did some work in the past, and it didn't.
Right.
It wasn't all that good of a job. I don't know how else to say it.
Yes, sir. So I want to add a couple things. Yes, we had Paracon Geotech company come out. So they start design. They did take cores along the road. They come out and they drill. They take that soil and that asphalt sample to their lab. They run a bunch of tests. And that's where we get our recommendations from. So they did all of that.
Yeah.
And they did confirm, right underneath that asphalt, there's not a whole lot of base material. It's mainly sand. So there's not a whole lot to build off of in the whole mix.
If there was 8 inches of pure washed river sand gravel, the commissioner would probably volunteer to come haul all of that off.
Yes, sir.
But that's not what's down there.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't have very far to take it when they sell it, the contractors won't.
And so, again, kind of speaking to what you were touching on for clarity, your grant construction budget, the allocated grant funds going to this with your match was $790,000 and some change, roughly?
790,500.
7 what?
790,500.
So, with that said, we are coming in over budget, over the construction budget. And what I believe Commissioner Domney was about to say is she is having to front a lot of her own money to cover that delta between what the grant's going to cover and the cost of this road. So, going back to this recommendation, you are in doing the base bid with the reduction of B4, you are saving yourself roughly $7,000 in the grand scheme of things by going with Smith Paving and Construction for $959,386.50.
The grants are done, take
Crystal,
so long.
what do you want? What do you think?
I'm wanting to go to.
Base bid alternate, minus
The
B4?
base bid, yes.
Is that a motion?
I'll make that motion that, we accept the, Smith bid of $959,386.50, with the approval of GLO.
But this is base bid with alternates?
That's total base bid minus the
That's the
B4.
lowest bid, that's all you need to say. You don't bid, that's it.
Base bid.
Correct.
No, I want to say no.
But they've recommended either one of those two, and everybody's familiar with Smith and that other, I've used him, that's the one I could go with, he's recommended either one.
And I'll second that. So we're going with the total base bid minus B4 for $959,386.50.
Yes, the low bid.
Low bid.
Yeah, recommending the low bid for the total base bid amount minus B4, the total low bid, which was Smith Paving and Construction,
Correct.
again, for the total of $959,386.50.
Yes. And just so y'all know,
With the
I'm
approval
coming
of
off
GLO.
like $178,000 out of the fund, money.
Yeah, we swallowed
So
it.
$7,000.
You don't always have to pick the lowest, but the lowest seems like the best one here at this point, and thanks to, so this tree removal stuff, that, we're not talking about giant oak tree, we're talking about,
There's a few that are up there in size. There's a couple that are probably 24 inches or greater, but few and far
It's cheaper
between.
for me to hire someone to do that and then use my guys to clean it up.
Do you know what the right of way width is?
yeah.
It varies.
Is it dedicated?
Platted?
It's not platted. I would have to go back to the survey and explain how the original the surveyor found the right-of-way lines, but it varied quite a bit because there was not a straightforward from point A to point B, this is the right-of-way. So from different property carvings along that roadway, we were able to put that right-of-way together. But we're not clearing the entire right-of-way either. The objective is to limit clearing based on back of roadside ditch to back of roadside ditch so that you have enough room to construct your roadside ditches and then leave the rest of the vegetation.
So the trees are clearly within the easement or?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
No, sir, there's no ditch on that side of it.
Yes, sir. There will have to be some
We're not
coordination.
having to do any, utility relocation, we're not taking on any more right-of-way.
Correct. Yeah, we're not acquiring any more right-of-way, and we kept the roadside ditches at a depth that you're not going to be interfering with any utilities that are out there.
Shouldn't be.
Should be. Yes, sir.
There you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, they received they had all these 7 packages, and this was 2 inches thick. The engineers have spent hours and hours reviewing every single scrap of paper in here. They've compiled this, that's why I'm not opening and pulling them all out and going through every single bit. That's why they get the big bucks. They looked it out and put it all in a very detailed 4-page long spreadsheet.
That's all I have. So I didn't know if that was at all.
You need me to restate that?
If you'd like to. But you don't mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that motion. Is there any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Yeah, I'm going to take that motion that we go with the lowest bidder pending, GLO approval.
Which is $959,386.50. That's under the column total bid base minus B4, which is the clearing. Is that correct?
And I second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sweeney, a second by Commissioner Donnelly to accept bid under the total base bid.
So the surface.
Minus B for the clearing.
For the subgrade. Yeah, the subgrade. The pavement itself is 20.
20 on the pavement.
Yeah, and then 1 foot each way for subgrade and base. Sorry.
I don't know what the record's going to sound like, of Smith Paving and Construction in the amount of $959,386.50. Any other questions or comments?
Did you get the GLO, that was pending the approval of GLO?
That's what your motion was.
I did that motion.
I agree, but they're not, we can't move forward without sending it to them anyway. Whether we say it in the motion or not, they approve everything we do.
Yes, sir. I think that is Judy's request. I think, yeah, your grant administrator's request is that we make sure that the motion is clear.
I think it's abundantly clear.
Yeah, it's got to have GLO approval.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. We don't have thank you.
Are you going forward?
Yeah, 3 hours.
Notice a bid award for us, for me to sign, or you?
Yes, sir. We'll give you a notice of award template to sign. We'll issue that to the contractor. We will put together all
At
the
some
contract.
point, you give a notice to proceed. There's all these different.
Yes, sir. And we'll handle all of that. We got to get the contract put together in order and have both parties, the contractor and the county, sign off on those contracts. Then we will issue a notice to proceed after that.
Yeah.
But the notice of award will go out with the contract document.
Yes, all right. That's what I thought. That's the way we usually do it. All right.
I got 2 of them.
It's hard to deal with.
Okay. Good deal. Take your action and get started.
I'm ready. That's the, I get the most calls.
Is she at liberty to start clearing brush and stuff? Or should she wait till?
I would wait.
I'm going to call Patrick after this. We'll just get next week.
And then to add to that, outside of having GLO approval, there will need to be some coordination with the contractor on staking the limits of the clearing. Whether
It'd be easier to stake it when she gets on saplings out of the driveway, right?
Yes, sir.
And that does fall under the line of down and maintenance. You can get aggressive with your maintenance.
Hey, I gotta move the mailboxes.
Good.
I'll get with you.
Okay, so
Make sure you set it 41.5 inches on the bottom of the mailbox.
I did. Did you see it? It's beautiful. I used post hole diggers. I wasn't sure.
We set 200 of them one day in, Sherwood Drive, took them out, we could redo the road, 200.
Well, we don't
I
have
called
any
Postmaster,
but.
I asked Postmaster what depth they should be, and they told us 46.5 inches. And then 2 weeks later, she come back and said, no, it's gotta be 41 inches. I said, you better get your postal digger.
Make it stitched there back by.
Better get you a postal digger.
Donnie, I went to the post office and got the specs.
I did too, but they changed
Oh,
it.
they was a big one.
They changed.
It only cost me $450.
Item number 16, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve Texas Gang Intelligence Index text game user agreement. Chief, how are
It ain't been no 3 hours a day. Your record time.
So what is this thing about, Chief?
Well, this,
Text gang, that's something new. I don't know that we've ever done this.
it's coordination with GPS, where we organize and catalog all our people that come through our jail system that we deal with gangs, which is also associated with we also can use it with our our OLS group and local here. That way we know where if we have any gang members that are coming and going out of our prison, our jail system, we'll know where they are, where they live. We have their pictures of their tattoos, their gang affiliation information, and all that stuff.
Says refrain from using information obtained from text gang to populate another intelligence or searchable database. Why wouldn't you want to share it with some other database? Not a public thing.
It's not, that is the DPS requirement, sir. It's not ours. That's their rules they set out. They don't want people using, information or giving it out to illegal ones, you know.
I ain't talking about illegal, I'm talking about another law enforcement agency.
Well, most law agencies, they're part of this anyway, so they have access to it.
So it's no cost to the county, I don't see any cost at all, right?
Well, the only thing it's cost to us is us building in-house. We take care of our own paperwork.
We're not paying a fee to them every year to be part of this agreement. Judge, I make a motion.
Yeah, you need a second.
He likes the no cost of the county.
Pretty much standard procedure.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sweeney. Second by Commissioner Martino. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. It's unanimous. 5-0.
Judge, just to help you out, I have nothing for OLS at the end of the.
Oh, wow.
The deal. Just want to give you a heads up.
Yes, sir.
What do you need, Chief? I'll show you something.
Have we submitted anything on personal reimbursement?
Why don't you read, this is you. The chief got to make one of our lovely constituents blow wells.
Yeah, so got me, not so lovely constituents. Yesterday. Captured them. I assume they captured them.
Yeah, we had a aggravated robbery at our local Dollar General right there, 1725 and 150. They approximately went about 7 miles down the road. It's called
right there, 35, Deputy Bob.
Wow, good work.
They're now, nice residents of our hotel.
Coming down the bottom. Coming down the bottom.
Well, they left the general went down 1725, hit Deputy Bob, cut across 945, and we were off. The last thing you want to do is go through the neighborhoods if you're going to rob a store. Didn't make too much sense.
Didn't take long catching. Good for y'all. Now here was a BB pistol
That is correct.
that he held him up with.
Yes.
But still,
That matters.
still all over.
Somebody's smart.
Good deal.
Go to your sheriff's who got the feet, you got to try to get us to the same intersection. You can talk about getting behind them and take care of the intersection of people. That's what you're doing. You have anything else for me, sir?
No, sir, thank you so much. Keep up the good work.
Have a good day.
Item number 17, consideration discussion possible vote to approve necessary actions for the Parks and Wildlife grant. I don't think there's anything here, Mr. Daly's not here. Unless y'all have anything else. Item number 18, consideration discussion possible vote to approve necessary actions for purchases under Operation Lone Star. Chief just said he didn't have anything on that either. So, closed executive session. Mr. Frere, I think the district attorney's office has some developments that you want to brief us on, is that correct?
Mr. Dillon did tell me that he wanted me to notify him when you guys were ready to go into executive session.
We're ready.
Okay, let me make a quick phone call and I'll get Mr. Dillon here. Let's just take this up and I can handle it, because he mentioned that he had a few things that he wanted to address with y'all. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but I will get him on the phone right now.
All right, what time is it?
10:25.
We're going to adjourn, to go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551, 71, 072, 075, 074, 076, discuss this alternative. All right, let the record reflect it's 10:56. We have adjourned regular session and come back and we've adjourned executive session, come back in regular session, and there was nothing that was discussed that needs action on the part of the court. We were given a brief on a lawsuit claim that's been, we've been given notice. He was given notice to him, and we told him to forward Texas Association of Counties. We finished things of that nature. We're going to move now to item number 6, consider approval of claims.
Mark, do you know what you want to stand at?
I did not.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Barr to pay our claims.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Natuno.
You close staff out?
Yes.
We're gonna do another conference.
Sure. We're going to have something for the next school.
So we rent some of that.
We're going to have one. All the rest of it, that's over. Sure.
Is that the one that was out of 2025 somewhere?
Sure.
Yeah,
Jail? One in jail?
that's right, in Cleveland.
Very expensive, I thought I seen.
Wow.
I'm saying it here, it's not like $7,000. Sure, if I was there.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0. Number 7, consider approval of budget amendments and revenue certifications.
You gotta bid that out. You gotta bid it out. Special services, you know?
You got 28,000, someone else with some trucks you got, so. They left me in the dust at 9,000. I was good. Yeah, they went past my budget.
Kenny? I got y'all's conferences.
Wow.
I don't really.
8 and 8.
Some of them are.
You want me to put my X on it? $800. I don't know what happened again. I'm gonna add it in. Come on, sir. Contagious. You don't need it, huh? I'm guessing you're rich. So when you sell something, they get not quite 10%, 8% maybe. That other firm, do they not charge that much?
They charge the vendors, the purchaser.
Oh, I don't have to
I like that better.
I think they sell around, they charge both sides. Sell around the bar. You see that garbage truck sell?
I did.
Good.
And it
I
was.
put that back at Road Bridge.
Oh,
Can we judge? Wait a minute. That don't sound right.
He finally.
I was thinking,
The light went on. I was wondering how long it takes that light to go on down there.
When you say money,
It is going in 37.
They went into sanitation. It went back to general fund. I promise you. So, just snuck that one by. You know what? Should have said that. I could have snuck that one by. Why he wasn't feeling good. Yeah. What are we doing here? You move the money out of maintenance to 13,000 to part-time.
So he's got that.
Full-time
He
position.
had, yeah, he's not got one full-time hired, and he's using it to keep that lady that he had with the program, and they cut the
Why
program.
don't you use money out of the salary line to do that instead? He don't, if he's got one that ain't hired.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing.
he's moving it from the salary line.
Okay, that's good. I thought that was like materials or something like that, but it does, it says,
And I'm gonna tell you something, that's a working lady.
That is, she works hard,
She does.
very hard.
She dang sure does. I'll give her credit.
Yes. You won't see her standing around, she'll hang them in, chore to chore.
I see her, she's putting out weed fertilizer, push mowing.
Oh, yes. When both janitors were gone, she covered both of their, yes. Oh, yes.
Chris, I got a question. I ain't trying to throw you on the bus. I'm just gonna ask.
Go ahead.
You got a yard person that mows y'all's grass or something?
I didn't have a lawnmower.
Butch said I should have had to mow it zero turn, but I did not have zero. So I've been paying somebody after my utility.
you didn't have a lot.
No, so I've been paying somebody because I didn't have a mower. Not even a physical.
I think she said she was gonna buy a lawnmower.
I did already. Mark said it didn't look
Did they
kosher
get,
to
did
me.
it get, the lawnmower we used to have got salvaged?
Are you on? I don't.
Or until I check into that.
I have no idea where the mower that at precinct 3 went. So you're asking?
So I was just like paying
If there
somebody
was
contract
one,
labor
I'm
outside
pretty
the
sure there was
hours.
one.
They got a W-9. I mean, we were doing everything.
I wasn't trying to throw you on the bus. I was just asking.
No, that's what y'all are supposed to do.
She
You're
don't
supposed to
know
hold each
that.
other accountable. I called Brandy, I'm like, can I buy this lawnmower today? Just a John Deere, not super expensive. We don't have that much, do we? But when they're bringing their own mower and weeding.
You didn't get one $15,000 grade with it?
No, I got a $3,400 or something like that. John Deere green. Not, it's
I'm not running.
bottom salt.
I'll make the motion on the budget.
Thank you so much. I have a motion by Commissioner Natuna.
I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Dominey. Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it unanimous, 5-0. I'd entertain a motion.
Hold on, back to the comments real fast before we leave. I don't know if y'all know Tom Foley. He passed away last night in sleep.
Tom Foley, no sir.
He lived out there, you know where Mr. Corn or Joe Williamson lived?
Yeah.
He was right behind, if you go down there, right behind him was Tom and Francis Foley. Francis was a Gillum over out of Shepherd. Remember you said Gillum's Fish Market and all that?
I know who the Gillips are.
Tom had all the old Mopar cars, all the old Dodge cars.
He had some good stuff then.
Yes, he did. He had some real fine cars. Anyway, he passed away last night. I just got the text today. I call him Talking Tom. Real good guy. Anyways, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I second that.
All in favor say aye. The rest can stay here. Thank you so much.